Hi, I'm Chay Donné, and this is what is in my university bag, especially for those days where you have that 7:30 all the way till 5:30, sometimes even later if you're writing a semester test. I've been a student for 8 years, and I've discovered that these things are essential when you go to university campus. Firstly, my bag. I don't usually use the same bag every day on campus. I tend to alternate bags depending on what I'm taking, if I need my laptop, if I need to pack extra lunch, depending on what I'm doing during the day. If I'm going to gym after, I bring different bags. Also, I made that mistake in first year where I only used one bag and it kind of wears out your straps, so it's good to alternate if you want to make sure all your bags have a longer longevity, as well as when you have those days where you are taking a lot of books, a lot of technology, laptops, chargers, lunch, all that sort of stuff. You want a really strong bag to be able to hold all that stuff instead of just being aesthetic. But on most days I use this handbag. It is from Woolworths and it can actually work as a backpack as well. When you pull the sides like that it becomes a backpack, and you can put this on your back like this, which I have done a few times, and that is quite nice as well, especially because your arms get tired, so that's quite nice to be able to switch it up. Sometimes I also go from shoulder to shoulder because I know it's very bad for your posture to go one strap, and especially for your spine and your alignment, so make sure that you have a really good handbag or backpack. So firstly, besides all the obvious things like your student card, your wallet, your cell phone, and all those day-to-day items, the first essential that you need to take to campus is water. You can buy water on campus, but it is quite pricey usually. There's usually a bit of a markup on all foods and stuff on campus, so rather come prepared. And some campuses, I know my campus has a refill station, so I can get filtered water. Earphones, I think it's so important to be able to listen to either your lectures or music, or if you want to quickly listen to someone's voice note when you're in the library. These are essential. And along with the earphones, I would say it is quite important to take a cell phone charger if you've got a long day. Take a charger with, and make sure that your phone can keep up with you. This might be a little obvious, but I'm a little bit old school, and I've realized that a pencil case is always needed. You need it not only for if you're making notes and stuff on paper, if you're going the technology route like your laptop or your tablet, still bring a pencil case. You'll need it for when you write tests and exams. I can't remember how many times people have forgotten pencils and pens to write their exams and have had to ask people for extra pens or pencils. So always make sure that you have your pencil case with you at all times, just in case you are running late for a test and you just completely forget to pack it. So make sure you have that. Also, if you have classes that have a register you need to sign, you don't have to ask other people for their pens, just come with your own pencil case. Sometimes some classes also have surprise tests in their lectures, so always make sure that you have a pencil case for those occasions. And on that note, exam pads. I don't like making notes in exam pads because I feel like I always lose the papers, but exam pads are really good. I keep mine in a little folder. They're really good for if you have to hand something in, if there's some sort of homework that you have to do, or questions that you have to answer during class, or a surprise test, then you will need an exam pad. So always just have one in case. I don't always do this, and every time I don't have one I regret it, so make sure that you carry a little protective. This one has seen better days, but I like to use this because it can just open up, and then I use the exam pad like that. Like I said, this one has been through 8 years, so it's a little old. Maybe I need to upgrade. On that old school note, how I take notes, I can also go more into detail with this at a later stage if you're interested, but I use a little, what's this, A5 book that I basically jot down all my classes, all my class notes that I take during class. I do this for every single subject. I do this because it's better than exam pad because you lose those papers, and this just keeps everything together. There's no pressure to write neatly because these aren't your study notes. They basically just reference for what was discussed in slides. I know some people use tablets and then they make notes on slides. That's also great and probably handy, but for me this works better. Just the old school method of doing things is what I prefer. I've done the tablet route, I've done the laptop route, and I found this route is the best. On the pencil paper old school route, I've got a hardcover diary that I feel is essential for university. I do also use a Google Calendar for those little tasks that you want to get done every day. It's just really nice to be able to tell yourself, study this, you have a lecture then, just a time-based way of scheduling your day. Google Calendar should suffice, but then again with technology, sometimes you run out of charge, and sometimes lecturers are also a little bit funny about you being on your phone during class, so I quite like to do the diary. I don't think there are that much these days, but when I first started studying, you could get shouted at if you're on your phone, so I like the old school. Next, Vaseline. Always carry something for the lips. I think that's pretty standard. Some lip moisturizer. On that note of freshening up, I also carry some perfume. I find that sometimes you're in the bathroom and you just want to spritz up, or it's been a long day on campus and you're sweaty and you feel gross. Some deodorant goes a long way. Also a little scrunchie or hair tie for those days that you don't want to deal with all the hair. Then I use this little guy for some essentials for that time of the month. Always carry a little backup case in case you get surprised on a random time of the month. And then sunglasses. These are optional. I don't always do this, but I think sometimes on campus it's nice to just block everyone out, put your headphones in, put your sunglasses on, and get home. That is what's in my university bag. If you have anything that you included that I excluded, then do let me know. If there's anything that I included that you also include, that'd be cool to see that we pack the same things to campus. See you for the next one.